Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is my 31 days of horror movie reviews, and this is another movie from 2019, this year. It's called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Very long title, I know. This is based on a children's book. It's a scary book from what I've been told. I've never read this book. Even when I was a kid, it's something that I didn't really know about. I was more of a Goosebumps person. I think this was slightly before my time. But from what I've seen, from what I've read, it does look pretty creepy, especially for kids. That book was written by Alvin Schwartz. This movie is produced by Guillermo del Toro, which could go either way. I know some people love this guy and praise him as the almighty when it comes to horror and supernatural and fantasy, but sometimes I get disappointed, especially if he's just producing something, and this, we'll see where this lands. This is directed by Andre Overdell, and the plot is we follow these kids, this group of kids, who, because they're running away from this bully one night, Halloween night, they wind up in this house, they find this book that's very creepy and apparently is cursed, and so when they take the book just starts writing stories on its own. And each story comes true. Each story reveals itself to go after one of these kids, one by one, with a creature or a monster. And that's your scary stories that apparently they tell in the dark. Now, what I thought of this movie was, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't hate it. I mean, I didn't think that it was made bad or anything like that. I didn't think that the direction was bad. I didn't think that the physical editing, just, the technical aspects of the movie, I didn't think any of that was bad. The acting, I will say this. The main girl who plays Stella, Zoe Colletti, I thought she was great. She is the best parts of the movie as far as acting goes, as far as being believable goes, as far as me being invested and wanting her to survive all of this crazy stuff. She was great. Everybody else, though, maybe not so much. The group runs into this guy, Ramon, Spanish dude, who the story itself takes place in 1968, so you do have touches of racism, touches of Nixon running for president, touches of what the society was at this point in time. So that was a little interesting, but there's not, it doesn't really play into it. It's kind of there, and then you move on. So that actor, Ramon, he was just there to be there, honestly. Augie, not the greatest actor. I was watching this dude and saying, oof, woof, some of his lines and delivery. But Chuck, I will say that the character Chuck, he was the goofier one, he was the funnier one, and he was the one that I did enjoy, for the most part. Other characters like his sister Ruth, the bully, Tommy, what a douchebag, and what a horrible actor that guy was. I mean, he's supposed to be intimidating, he's supposed to be this guy that the kids are afraid of, but he never once came off as a threat or as a cool guy. I don't know why he was the bully. I really don't. It was terrible. And the creatures, though. Let's talk about the actual creatures when stuff starts to happen. I was a little impressed by how far they took it. It is PG-13, so it's not like there's a bloodbath and gore galore. It's not like that. But the kids do die, or there are kid characters who do die. There are creepy images, there are creepy monsters, scarecrows, blobs, and just creatures in the dark. And I think that was sold pretty well. I think obviously the designs, or most of it's based off of the book and what happened there, so credit where credit's due. But still, they seem to stay true to this for the most part. They seem to go for it. There's one scene in particular, the Red Room, that was creepy. I mean, it's probably the creepiest part of this movie, the Red Room. And then the whole basis of this book, the mysterious book that is being written by this woman with this dark past and a horrible thing happening to her, and they think that she killed kids in the past, so now she's back for revenge. I mean, all of that was a little cliched, and I feel like I've seen that in every other crappy horror movie that I've seen. But Look, I think that this could have been a lot worse. This could have been a lot worse, but I will also admit it could have been a lot better. I couldn't help but think so many times that this could have been a Stranger Things like thing, whether if it was on Netflix or whether if it was just a 6-episode, 8-episode miniseries somewhere, anywhere streaming. You could have probably gone a little harder with the blood, maybe. That would have made it a little scarier. And you could have done away with some of the boring parts. Yeah, there were some boring scenes. Or you could have gotten some better actors, maybe, other than our main girl, like I said. I think there were improvements to be had. I think there was ways to make this more memorable, make this more impactful, make this stand out, especially when you have so many other things involving kids and horror that is out there. Look, it hits a little harder than Goosebumps, and so I can appreciate that. The Goosebumps movies, anyways, even the TV show. I mean, sure, it's for kids. So yeah, this does hit harder for that. If I was a kid, 8, 9, 10 years old watching this probably would scare the living hell out of me. So again, I will give it that. Overall, though, me being the age that I am, I can't pretend to be a kid. I'm going to give this a Netflix and chill.
Oh, yeah.
Not terrible, not horrible. Let me know in the comments below if you too saw scary stories to tell in the dark. Did you like it more than I did? Did you find it more scary? Are you a fan of the books? Does this stay true? Does this hold up? Are you glad with how this book was adapted? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Souls taken over by a devilish path. You got me walking on broken glass. Kicking down the door with a Jason mask. With a dead dumb machete, but you motherfuckers know it's heavy. Anytime you're ready, you can get you with a Bowie. Setting up to blow me, but the bitch don't know me. Who's going? I'm going. You know, I know that the man in the mirror is my next rival. Time goes and I never thought I'd live it so fast. Staring at the world from the end of my glass. Turned into a dark place, severed my brain. I done dropped out of class, but I made you